Good morning. Welcome to our day. Welcome to our day.
Good morning. We have just arrived at the hospital and sleep again has failed me. I don't know, I said to Sophie, I don't know why I'm not sleeping. But as we were coming along, this woman, she was coming to work on a scooter. Not like an electric one, like on the corner there, babe. Oh no, dementia friendly space. That doesn't mean that... Oh, I don't know. No. That's pretty cool though. So that they can remember where... It's really annoying considering there's hardly any spots as it is. Well, that man's not even disabled. But, if you had parked like there, you could have just gone straight back. Yeah, she was literally just not on an electric one. It was just like an ordinary kid's scooter, just like going along. What? Yeah, I had a message I was reading. Apologies for the vlog getting up late yesterday. About half an hour after we put the camera down last night.
Was it even that long? I don't even think it was that long.
No, probably not. I went upstairs, went for a wee, and then suddenly migraine took hold of me. I was vomiting. I was just awful. I couldn't get my meds down. Sophie had to wake me up at midnight, like 2 hours later, to see if I could get my meds down then. And the annoying thing is, I breathed, like I had a cough just as I was being like sick, and I breathed in the vomit, and I couldn't talk, I couldn't breathe, I was struggling to breathe. It was burning my lungs. I could feel it burning my lungs. It was horrific. And now this morning, it all is just feeling a little bit raw in there now. It was not pleasant at all. So, that wasn't exciting. Nuh-uh. But, like I said, we're at the hospital. So I'm going to go to my appointment, and we'll catch up with you afterwards. Good evening, people. Soph just said to me that her mum... Did she take a picture and send it you, or just say? She sent a picture over of the thermometer that they've got in their garden, and in the shade, Sophie's just opening the front door to put the gate up because it's so hot. In the shade, it was 30 something degrees. So I just said, go check what hours it is. Bearing in mind it's 4:10. Our thermometer, which is in the sun, is 41 degrees. It's ridiculous. and it has just got hotter and hotter as the evening's gone on, or afternoon's gone on. And I'm glad that we got back by about 12:30, to be honest, because I think otherwise it would have been utter hell for Sophie and the girls sitting in the car. So, hospital update. Let's just say I'm a little bit deflated from it. I'm not really happy with the outcome. So today was my immunotherapy appointment. I got diagnosed with a primary immune deficiency coming up 6 years, I think, now. And that's when they found out that was the reason why I was getting so many infections, that was causing my lungs to get like pneumonia and just general infections. When I started immunotherapy, at the time we just needed a little break and then restart everything after just like a couple of weeks. Well, when we went to go restart it, we got told no. And we were like, but the plan was to restart. And they turned and said that if we ever wanted to go back onto it, fine, just say we can go back on it. I found out today that when they stopped the immunotherapy, with me not wanting to, my IgG, which is the levels that say whether you've got an immune system or not, whether you'll fight illnesses, mine was still abnormally low. So I shouldn't have been stopped on the immunotherapy treatment that I was on, which is the butterflies are getting ready to crystallize. Yeah, they're hanging down. I'll show you that in a bit. Oh damn, I forgot what I was saying. The immunotherapy, basically, when you give blood, the blood gets split up into 3 different things. So you get red blood cells, which are for people who, if they've lost a lot of blood, that's what you get given. Then there's platelets. So when people get blood, literally that one bag that somebody donates, it gets split into 3. So you've got the red blood cells and there's the platelets. So if somebody's not clotting very well, then they'll get given that. I mean, generally, like, the people that I know of that would get platelets is people with chemotherapy. The chemotherapy can deplete the platelets, so they would need it so they just like have a clotting factor. And then the third one is immunoglobulins, and that's what I was receiving. Unfortunately, there is a global shortage of people donating blood. As a result, because of that shortage, my case has to go to a panel to assess whether I will be given immunotherapy again. Even though my levels are low and I'm still getting infections, my lungs are deteriorating in lung function, I need more oxygen, the lower half of my lungs have been constantly infected, that they're struggling to stay inflated. And obviously it's affecting my daily life. It's affecting my energy levels. It's affected my mood. Yep, Albert just sat down on the sofa. And it's just generally affecting my day-to-day life, and this is why we've gone back to him. And my chest team, they're concerned. They've increased my antibiotic, my prophylactic one. They've doubled it. They've doubled my inhaler. And they referred, like, well, not referred, but they contacted the immunotherapy team and said, look, we need help. We need you to do something. And now, as a result, because of the global shortage, only the sickest of sickest people are getting treatment. So although my levels are low, they're in their eyes, they're saying, you're low, but there's people lower. I've had to have blood tests again today to check all my levels and get a pneumococcal blood test, which basically is the pneumonia virus or bug. If, depending on that level, I might need the vaccination again. When we first started this treatment, my level wasn't the best, so I had to have the injection again. And then you have another blood test to see whether your body will work with it or not and help prevent the pneumonia, which last August I was back in hospital for 4 weeks because I had pneumonia. So my body doesn't fight it very well. And depending on all these blood results, depending on whether I've the antibodies to fight pneumonia and other bugs, depending on what my IgG level is, all of these things would depend on whether I get to have immunotherapy treatment again. As it stands, regardless of how my life is, and regardless of how many infections I'm getting, with the level that my IgG level is, I will not get the immunotherapy treatment my body needs because of the global shortage of people donating blood. And obviously that, it's a bummer. It's a huge, huge bummer. Because every infection that I get, every cold that I get, scars my lungs. The more my lungs are scarred, they harden, which then makes breathing more difficult. Which is why my lung function is decreasing, why I need more oxygen. And this will continue to happen unless I can get the prevention to stop these bugs. When I was on immunotherapy, and just as it ended, I was able to stay out of hospital for 2 years because it was sustaining me week by week. And now, obviously in those 2 years break, it allowed my lungs to actually be able to work without fighting. Yeah, so my lung function, because I don't know if you can hear me because the fan's on. And that was something we never thought would happen because the level of infections I was getting and the scarring that it was creating. And now, obviously, these things are happening again, and my lung function is already showing that it's decreasing. And there's only going to be a certain level of things that my respiratory team can do. And currently, they are at their max. So unless I develop Pseudomonas or another bug where you can get antibiotic nebulizers, there's not really anything else they can do. And to be honest, I would much rather not have that bug to be able to get the antibiotic nebulizers, because those bugs are horrific, and it's been horrible enough having non-tuberculosis mycobacteria. That's top of the range horrible. So I don't need any more bugs. My lungs are already struggling with the bugs that I'm having. So yeah, today's appointment was pretty shit, I have to admit, and I did come out pretty deflated. So if you're watching this vlog and you're able to, please give blood. It's not just for me, like I said, people, it gets split into three things. Whether you're having treatment for something else, or if you've been in an accident, or there's surgery, anything like that, blood is always needed. And if people don't give blood, more people are going to die. I'm not going to beat about the bush about it. That is what's going to happen. So I'm going to leave the link for donating blood in the description. There is criteria for whether you can and you can't. Just have a look at that criteria thing, and if you're curious as to whether you don't know if you could or not, looking at the link for the people that can donate, give them a call or see when they're next in your area and just pop along and ask them. Before I received a blood product, which now I can never donate blood because I've had other people's blood in me, but before I received blood products, I asked, because I was on, what was I on? I was on steroids, wasn't I? No, I was on anemia tablets. Although I wasn't anemic, I was on the anemia tablets to sustain me at the level I was at. So it was a bit of, can she give blood, can she not? And we decided that whilst I was still on it, it was maintaining me, so I couldn't. But as soon as I stopped them, I could. But then I started receiving the blood products. So give them a call, go and visit them and just ask them whether or not this is accepted, that's accepted. That's what you can do. But clearly the world is needing people to donate blood, and I don't know how more desperate I can sound, but without your guys' help of donating blood, more people will die. More people's lives will suffer because of it. As blunt as it is, because that's the reality. So yes, that's our day. We've kind of just come home and chilled now, so it's gonna just be a chilling afternoon. Like I said, the weather is ridiculous. It's not pleasant, so we're just gonna chill and watch TV. So on that note, thanks for coming on our day with us, and we will see you tomorrow.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good night.